folks, welcome back to the farm. Farming in the dark again here. Yeah, I was just talking to a fella today about that couple folks we know that have been maybe going to get caught sneaking home early to go feed cows when they should be at work. And I just, kind of tone deaf, just said, well, I don't know why they wouldn't just put lights in their tractor. And then I realized, like, for the last 7 years, I've been driving a tractor without lights, without a heater, heck, without brakes. So it's just this year I finally got up on technology. So not one to talk. But anyways, I'm going to run, I got some food scraps to run out to the chickens. I got some old boots under my shoulder that I'm going to go throw away right in the dumpster. Bought some new boots today. The old boots were hurting all the way from the feet up to the back of my neck. It was time. They were definitely, I still had 3 payments left on them boots, but they were definitely wore out anyway. So there's a lesson. Don't buy, I think I said this last year, don't buy a cheap pair of boots, because you'll buy 3 pairs of cheap boots in the time it would take you to wear out 1 good pair of boots, right? So spend a little bit more money, get a decent pair of boots. They'll last a lot longer. Better for your money in the long run. Anyways, it's just me around here this evening. The wife went off to pickleball. Didn't know that was a thing until here recently. Got invited. She said, well, yeah, why don't you both come play pickleball? And I just said, well, I'll stay home. I'll get the kids to bed. I'll do chores, and you go play pickleball and tell me how it is. If it's as much fun as everybody's saying it is, well, then maybe I'll go next week. I got to get old Aunt Jemima fired up here, get her pulled out, get her warming up, and then get a round bale over to the sheep, get them all topped up, and they'll be hopefully good till the weekend there now after that. But I'm gonna have to get them out of they're in the lambing pen right now, which is where the bale's at. So I'm gonna kick them out of there, kick them into the little paddock in behind the barn, pen them out of there, put the bale in where it's gotta go. I'll have to move some panels around, fiddle fart around, hence why you need lights on the tractor. I do got to figure something different out over there, because right beside the barn, south of the barn, is where the lambing pen is, but kind of off in the corner of the lambing pen is where the big white dog is. So we've been keeping him there so that he's exposed to the sheep all the time. Hopefully then they just kind of build kind of a symbiotic relationship, I guess. But his pen is kind of like right in the gate where I got to get through with the tractor. There's room. But we're talking like there's room, like there's not a lot of room. There's just enough room kind of thing. And that was kind of the wife's brilliant idea. But what she did is basically steal all my 6.5 foot sheet panels out of the barn that I make my lambing jugs out of to build this big dog run. There's not going to be that many months from now when I'm going to need all those panels back. So I either gotta figure something different out for the dog that doesn't involve those panels, or I'll get a scratch and win ticket or whatever and put another $3,500 down on panels. One thing I did do today though is I did stop at the Home Depot and I picked up some new 15 amp extension cord ends so I can fix those 2 stock water heaters the dog chewed up. So at least if he is penned up, he won't be thirsty. You can have a cup of tea in there. Now, another exciting news. The wife bought me a new pillow for Christmas. She didn't give it to me until like 3 or 4 days after Christmas, but I tucked my old pillow in the bag. I thought it would make a great little cushion back here on the back window, but it's a little bit big actually, so I might take that one out of here and use it for a seat cushion on the old Massey. That one, I've got a couch cushion from 1968. An old knitted, woolen knitted couch cushion. And so it's definitely, there's no payments left on that thing, that's for sure. I might put that one into service there. Now my old blue truck, old Blueberry, picked up from a fella just down the road over there. I sent it into the shop for its mechanical inspection by a vehicle that's, I think it's over 11 years old. It's got to go in for a mechanical inspection for insurance purposes. And we knew it was needing some stuff, but we thought the exhaust man, well, actually Buddy sold to us, is like, there's a crack in the exhaust manifold. I had the mechanic look at it and he's like, well, who told you that? Because there's no crack in the manifold. The gasket between the manifold and the tailpipe, that little donut that goes in there, well, it's not in there. So it's just peeling out the side. So that's a fairly cheap fix. Where it does need some upper ball joints, and it's going to need a windshield, and you know, a couple of it's got a signal light that doesn't work. That might be a big job, actually tracing that whole thing back, whether it's in the switch or in a wire or where. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out anyways, and the fellow that had it before me couldn't figure it out either. So that might cost me a few pennies, but yeah, hopefully in a day or two, maybe a week or two. You never know. It depends how long. We should have old Blueberry back and be able to do some farm stuff with that thing. I'd like to be able to get a canopy put on that truck. I've been looking on the buy and sell recently for a 6.5 foot GM or Chev canopy for that pickup. It's I don't even remember what year that truck is. 2000 and something. Anyways, it don't matter. I'm just looking for one. It's kind of funny. I was in we went to Banff the other day. We drove through Rocky Mountain House and we went past where the old auction mart was with Stadville, feeling the nostalgia. And that's where I bought my first pickup. It was a 1973 Ford F-250, but I bought that in 2001. Well, you think you're buying, wow, what would that work out to be? Like, you're buying a 1990 pickup now, and that's essentially kind of the same age. It's like, holy cow, that math doesn't math in your head, but it's real. Just looking in the cupboards there, I was hoping I had a measuring tape out in the barn over here, because I was fooling around on Amazon earlier looking for a air filter for the old snowmobile, because this one, all the foam is, well, it's not filtering anything, to say that. But I don't have a tape measure to measure. Of course, the one that's on there says it fits a 98. This is like a 2001 or 2002 or something like that. So I think it's the same one, but I'll just take the whole filter with me. Of course, it's electrical taped on there. All right, well, it's a good thing I didn't go with my gut on that air filter and I took it off. I found one on Amazon that looked identical to this. But it was 5.5 inches this way, and here it was only 11 inches. Well, this one here is actually 5 inches, not 5.5, and it's not 11, it's 14 3/4, so quite a bit different. I certainly wasn't going to be able to wedge that one in there. So anyways, got looking. I did find one on Amazon that was exactly the same, but it is unavailable and with no known, like, anyways, long story short, found one in Houston on eBay. Crazy. I haven't had to order anything out of Houston since I was working on the rigs, but got one coming. It's going to get here sometime between the end of January and mid-February, which is super handy. So I think in the meantime, I might have to find an old couch cushion. Who knows where that one could be, and patch that thing up a little bit, because I'm sure the kids are going to want to go for a rip here this weekend if the weather's still nice, and I certainly don't want to take a big gulp of snow into that intake either.